Cole actually.
Right, and we are going to be heading live, so I'll just get into it. But the T side, watch out for it on Cash. It's the side that can make or break you. We saw a little bit of a sloppy T side from Complexity in the last best of 3, and it unfortunately bit them. So, you know, a lot of teams talk about what sided map it is. I don't think it matters. It comes down to how organized your strats are. Quick roster rundown here. You can see it here for OverGaming, a team that we know the least about. It's Lowell, Mason, Flippin, Miss Bunny and Chiari, and it's going to be Skadoodle, AZK, Swag, Dazed, and Steel coming in for your standard 5 for iBUYPOWER. And Dustin, do the honors here. It looks like it's going to be an A push, but
yeah, that bomb is starting to commit over towards Squeaky Hall with Steel, but they could just be setting up for some set smokes and flashes here as AZK and company are going to kind of start working their way in here. Swag is going to be at that Squeaky door. AZK and company leading from the A main here. Smoke coming in. Kind of holding Swag back for just a little bit as nades are starting to fly in. Here does come the push. Dave's going to be jumping up on top of the forklift here. Is going to go ahead and help out Skadoodle there. Get that opening frag onto Flippin'. Kyrie and company trying to see if they can press in through from the truck. Is going to get a kill through the smoke there onto Dazed. Steel contests right back though with his auto pistol, and the frags are just going back and forth, but now it is certainly going to leave it up to Mason here, who's grabbed that quad, does grab 1 frag. He's already gotten 2 frags on the round. Can he find 2 more to clutch the opening pistol? That will not be the case. Skadoodle takes it with a 3K on the round, and that will be 1-0 for iBUYPOWER here. Cash.
Great round by Skadoodle. He comes out absolutely on fire. That's what he needed to do. He's been, in my opinion, the best player for them all year. His off has been on point, so watch out for that tonight. But the main thing I noticed there were the smokes were really good from iBUYPOWER. There wasn't a single gap. They smoked off connector, they smoked off truck side, and they got inside the site quickly and used that cover, and that made it pretty easy work, leaving just Mason in the backside of quad, like you said. So this round, though, they're going to try and go for a little bit of a mid-presence. They've got rifles across the board. Skadoodle with that 3K goes right for the AK, sparing nothing here as he wants to get on with it, and Steel also on with the AK. So the rest of them on Galil's. 1 boosted over middle. That's Dazed. He's going to be working it nice and passively. You can see Kyari just over on the B side. Flippin', though, gets the first shot, and he's on the electrical spool in middle. And, oh, Masumbani's going to come out with another one there onto Dazed. So already the eco looking very strong. And he's going to pick up that Galil in middle as well. So things are looking good. Blue doors open. There's the return fire. Swag gets that shot. Nice play. Second one from Steel with the AK. That takes 2 down. Back to a 3-on-3. And the gun's still favoring iBUYPOWER. Lowell now, pardon me, is going to pick up one of the Galils. So still some firepower. Bomb is just sitting in the hands right now of Skadoodle as he waits inside A main, just trying to find any sort of opportunity to work inside the site. Lowell rotating back from connector. Looks like that's going to pretty much slow things down just for the moment. But Steel gets aggressive, working underneath the catwalk. He's going to get 1 on Lowell. That's going to take him down. Mason again, back on those quad boxes, is going to be pinched on, and Steel gets the frag on him as well. So great play by him as Chiari now coming back around. Deagle, there it is. The silver op just going to take down 1 inside the site, but Swag responds that that's going to make it 2-0 now for iBUYPOWER. So, but enough frags on the board and a pretty decent save round there. They could go for a buy. No, they're actually going to save it out here. So.
Right. So, I mean, this is a map that, I guess, coming into it, iBUYPOWER was definitely kind of favored. It's a map that Europe doesn't really play as much in general, though we just saw Nip win it. But OverGaming it came into this event with a big question mark. We haven't really seen them in any real big international lands. Their online play against some of the top teams have been okay. You know, they've beat VP and Fnatic at times, but it's a big question mark over this OverGaming team
as well. So
right, so it's one of those situations where we don't really know what to expect from OverGaming, and so this is kind of the litmus test, I guess, so to speak, to see how they'll do against top international competition.
Yeah, things getting heavy in mid here, but one of the things we were warned is they are a CT-sided team, so this is a map that should kind of help them, but it looks like iBUYPOWER a little bit more prepared. That's typical. North American teams a little bit better at cash. Flippin's going to find the first opportunity to seize a frag right there on a Daze, taking him down. Actually, not a whole lot of damage done. Only 4 HP lost on him as Musambani's going to fall back with only 50 as he gets taken down and A-site. Swag firing away through the squeaky door here, coming out of blue. Just trying to work inside the site. Nothing really going on. 54 on the clock. It looks like iBUYPOWER is still sort of hovering around middle, trying to figure out which way they actually want to go.
Yeah, we do see Skadoodle actually bringing this bomb over here through A main. Swag still going to be inside the Squeak's door, trying to lurk around here. There are a couple of CTs into the site, one at the corner, one actually inside the site. Skadoodle going to spot the one in the corner. That player will go down. He also spots one towards the truck. Meanwhile, Swag takes out Musambani in the site, and he will get that bomb plant. And it's just going to be easy pickings for iBUYPOWER. Actually, a flawless victory. That definitely is going to help out their bank quite a bit, as you can see.
The unfortunate part was the bomb went down just after the round was won, so only Skadoodle gets the money bonus for that. And another thing to note as we head on to the gun round, all 3 pushes have been on the A side so far, and Mason's been caught in the back side of that quad pretty much by himself all 3 times. So Gonna have to change up their defense a little bit. Musimbani tried to come over a little bit there and help out from the backside of the site, but they're gonna have to change up their A strategy if they want to try and hold off this high-flying iBUYPOWER roster.
Yeah, and we do have the opening gun on here around number 4. Things are slowing down just a little bit. Swag's still going to be lurking over towards that squeaky hall. You'll probably see that pretty much all match long unless they dedicate to some kind of B strat. We got Skadoo and AZK kind of controlling mid days, watching that A main. And then we have one player over there towards B. That's going to be Steel. This is actually the setup they were using against Complexity, with Steel kind of playing that B side. Something he's not necessarily used to, but it's something that they have been working on him kind of being that solo player on the B side of the map to start off these T side rounds, while Swag kind of lurks, like I said, towards that squeaky hall to open things up.
Absolutely. Just see Skadoodle here just trying to wait it out and see which way his teammate wants to go. Gonna fire just one grenade over top of middle here, see if they can get anything going at all. But again, not finding much. Patience is a virtue. The gun round doesn't want to be lost by either team. They need to capitalize on any advantage, whether it's to extend the economic lead for iBUYPOWER, or to let OverGaming get back into it and get on the board. As you can see, Musimbani's just going to fall back. Smoke's still out mid, so they've been really delayed on trying to get through and work into that position. Of course, controlling mid in this map, a lot of people will say, will give a key to the map and allow you to rotate as you please through vents onto B. This is it. This is your first B push. They haven't gone here so far. They come through the tunnels. Kiari's waiting, though. He's going to get one right now, but AZK and Swag go all the way through Checker, and they're going to find one apiece taking down Kiari. But here's Flippin'. Beautiful, still in the back of the site over by the electrical generator. He's going to pick up a double, make it a triple. No, Lowell, pardon me, will get the final word on the kill, but Flippin' does all the work here as we're going to tune in with iBUYPOWER, see if they want to adjust anything.
I told you, we wait for the smokes. We don't go right away. We just wait for the smokes. That's fine. Can you ops gun? I have no nades this round. Alright. Let's just do our A play. Let's do our A play late.
Yeah, so there you see it. Stays calling out, hey man, we hit that slide a little bit too early. Those smokes weren't down. Those CTs were not blocked off. And they were able to get those shots on us. And so he wants to kind of start working back over here towards that A-bomb site, which is what has worked for them that pistol round the following 2 rounds afterwards. So going back to their bread and butter. Meanwhile, we do see this boost being taken by Mason here. So he could actually have an impact. I don't know if Daze and AZK heard this from inside A main. It's not the quietest boost in the world, so it is possible they have some kind of idea that someone's at least in that corner, maybe not up top or down low, but Daze is definitely scoping it out, as you can see through the
To their advantage, I couldn't quite call it feared him. There was some fire going on at mid at the same time, so it would have been easy to overshadow as well with that smoke deployed. So he may have gotten away with it. It will change things up, but it looks like Daze is focusing on that corner, so I think they are aware of it.
I don't know. I mean, he might just be checking for a peek. I don't know if they're aware or not of Mason. I mean, if he angles just right, he might eventually be able to spot his feet. But here does come the execution. So let's switch to Mason. He's going to dodge the flash. In here it comes. They don't know. He's going to get the initial frag on the Steel. They still don't know where he is. AZK is kind of freaking out, trying to check towards Squeaky, but Daze does pick up Mason anyhow. And so at least it's an even trade here as iBUYPOWER begins to try to make their way into the site. So far, they're doing a great job. They want to get right back at OverGaming after dropping that last round here, as it's only Lowy and Flippin' left right now. Lowy is going to be over here towards Toxic Barrels. He's going to be angling around towards the tractor, and Skadoodle is going to be over there, but that flash is going to slow things down just for now. Meanwhile, Flippin' is actually on a big flank through A main. Of course, there is one spy that's going to be Swag from the quad, so he's not going to be able to get the surprising frag, but maybe he can angle around on Skadoodle. He does grab that frag, but AZK responds right back onto Lowy. But Flippin' comes up with his second frag. Can he find 2 more in clutch? We'll have to see. No, Swag was always paying attention from that quad. And so iBUYPOWER comes right back at OverGaming with another win, making that score 4-1 for now.
Yeah, good effort on the flank. The other thing that was a little bit surprising, Mason was a little bit indecisive when he was up on that boost. You're right, they totally didn't know he was there. He got the first frag. I believe it was on Skadoodle when he came inside the site, but then he couldn't decide if he wanted to shoot for AZK, who snuck underneath him, or Dazed, and it just left him exposed for that little bit too long, and suddenly the site was cracked wide open. So iBUYPOWER resume their control of the match. 4-1 now our score. So OverGaming is going to have to go right back onto the economic save here as they try and hold on. It's CZ75 out for Kiari. He's the only one that's really bought up to anything significant. Actually, I take that back. Mason's on a 5-7. But that's about it, and there you go. Steel's going to take down Flippin'. Mason's going to respond. AZK does drop, so 4-4 the situation, but it's going to be heading quickly the other direction right now. As Swag's going to take down Musimbani. That's one less player to deal with on the OverGaming side. And it looks like it's just going to be a passive play here as they try and close it out. Mason's pushed all the way up inside blue. Pardon me, he's in red. The X-ray threw me off there. I thought he was actually pushed up in long, but he's at the lockers and he actually catches out Swag. Good patience there as he waits for him to push all the way through. That'll get him the AK-47. He might have an opportunity to try and hold on to that right now, as all of the iBUYPOWER players are working in toward the B site. I can't imagine they'll go for a full retake. They might, as you can see. Mason still holding on at A, but Lowy's pretty close over there right now with that CZ75. But I think, in my opinion, exits might be the name of the game here.
That, or maybe he can try to lurk around. I don't know where where Swag or AZK fell, so maybe he can try to hunt around like mid area or something like that. But I think most of those guns probably fell towards B side, so I don't really know if Lowy has much of a chance to discover any of those. So definitely just gonna hold into AK that Mason was able to pick up. And we'll just kind of go from there.
Yeah, so another round in the books. It's going to be 5-1 now, iBUYPOWER. Again, I talked about it, T-side on Cash. A side that can make or break you. The organization of iBUYPOWER looks a little bit too much right now for OverGaming, but it's still early in the match yet. A little bit of momentum can quickly change things as the economic situation is in CSGO. Going to be jumping in here, sort of a half buy. Actually, interesting that the OG would want to go for that this early in the game, getting a little bit desperate. CZ75 up right now for Lowy. Mason's going to, oh, okay, now, there it is. They did go for the full buy. I didn't see it pop up in the HUD. So they do have an AK-47 in Mason that he saved. And then it's going to be 2 FAMASas and 2 M4A1s going against 5 AK-47s. Not surprising that Skadoodle hasn't yet gone for the op on the T side. Things are working out all right for them, so they don't really need to get too desperate and try and get direct entry frags from him. Watch for it for him in middle, though, on the CT side once we swap over. Swag's going to open up that squeaky door, as he has done so many other rounds. Watch for the smokes to be deployed. That's their key. That's how they've gotten in so many times already. Lowy now going to rotate back up the ramp here in middle. Try and spot it on Swag. He sees the doors open, so they know that it's probably going to be some A presence. But as I say, that Steel's worked very deep inside B right now. It's the A bomb just sitting back here and about to be picked up. They intentionally dropped that at long, but it looks like Steel's going to work his way in all the way.
He sees that vent pop, so he knows there's someone in there. And now he's going to spot those feet and get a little bit of damage done.
Yeah, not much, but enough that it is going to put him down to 82, and it will give him some positional advantage. But then he looks away. That was a bit confusing. I think he thought a flashbang came through there, and it actually bounced inside the wall. Kieri gets the frag, though, and that's going to put him down and out. So 4 on 5, the situation. OG looking all right now. Bomb's still lurking over here in Swag's hands as he's trying to get out long right now, watching for that boost. They're just oh so cautious. Musambani's going to get dazed in middle. That's a good play by him as they've got double presence there. Lowy now also working up on ramp, looking directly over at Swag. Swag tries to pre-fire on the strafe, not going to get anything out of it. There it is, gets the frag. AZK closes it out. Pardon me, Skadoodle closes it out as AZK gets one in middle. And that means it's all on Flippin and Kiari as they try and rotate back around right now. Flippin with the FAMAS is looking to do damage. Good play, Kiari's going to get one. AZK is going to get down 2 on 2. Bomb planted though, advantage iBUYPOWER. If they can hold their positioning as they smoke off Skadoodle in the backside of quad. Flash is heading over. Gonna have to work in here together. That Molotov just comes up a little bit late. They both managed to cross over to the right side. Kiari's gonna jump up on top of the quad, see if he can get any angle whatsoever. Skadoodle's back there. He does not want it there. There's the first one. Is Skadoodle gonna be in the right position? He's gonna jump down to pursue the frag. No, Skadoodle with the reaction shot. Beautiful play. And one more round going the way of iBUYPOWER. That was close. He would have had time for the defuse if he got that too.
Yeah, that was definitely a close play, especially with Skadoodle having such low HP. I like the thought there from OverGaming. They definitely changed things up. They definitely put a lot more emphasis on mid. They actually had one up close on the garage door. They had one kind of sitting back at the connector to rotate A. And they did have that one player in the vents, which of course, you know, Steel was actually able to kind of spot out. So they kind of started reading into what was going on. Meanwhile, you know, they had Swag continuing to cause ruckus over on the other side of the map. And what this leads to essentially is another eco round out of OverGaming. So iBUYPOWER definitely able to continue to establish their momentum here. Though we did see Mason pick up the opening frag, but definitely took a lot of HP in the moment. And Lowy's going to take a lot here in connector as well as Daze makes his way through
man,
the
that
beat.
grenade almost caught him if he hadn't been aware and fallen back.
Yeah, Lowy and Mason are definitely out for the count for the most part as far as HP goes. As iBUYPOWER will go ahead and spill inside the site. Daze going to go ahead and grab one frag. You see Musambani trying to rotate through, but he's going to be smoked off here, and that bomb's definitely going to get planted by iBUYPOWER. Is going to be Skadoodle in the site with Steel. AZK just kind of watching the slower. Daze going to be sitting inside the checkers, just waiting for any type of flanks. Flippin going to be here with the USB, gets taken down by AZK immediately. Mason finds an AK. He's definitely just going to save that. There's no doubt about it. Meanwhile, Lowy and Musambani might try to see if they can find some kind of exits. Maybe try to drop some guns here by iBUYPOWER, but Steel puts it right between the eyes there. And so that is going to be Lowy down. Musambani will remain, just seeing if he can maybe pick up something. Definitely an AK save here from Mason on the other side of the map. But with that being said, as you can see, iBUYPOWER now up 7-1. Though they did drop that opening gun round, they have not looked back since, as they've secured every other round so far in the half.
Yeah, in a pretty dominant fashion, too. Most of them have been pretty convincing, either waiting out the timer like that in a desperate attempt to save, or just a complete absolute annihilation of the ace site. And it looks like Musambani's finally going to go for an op on the CT side. So this will be interesting. We'll have to keep an eye on exactly where he's going to head. I would imagine it's going to be mid that's where he's been playing, but he could play the backside of truck and try and hold off on that A. The problem with that is their smokes have been so good. It's a questionable, situation on whether he'll be effective or not. He's actually going to drop into B. So.
And Steel's bringing that bomb alone to B right now. So if he peeks this, that could be tough.
Yeah, absolutely. And Steel's a pretty smart player. He might just sit back. Of course, he knows how the Europeans like to play, spending some time overseas in the past 2 seasons, and yeah, not yet going to make a move, as you can just see on the X-rays.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for the moment. Here it could come.
Oh, this is going to be awkward. If the bomb does go down, the shot. No, he whiffs. Musambani not able to close out on that. The good news is they did at least spot him. But that's a shot that could have changed the entire round. As you said, the bomb is all by himself over there. And Steel's not going to wait it out at Toxic, just trying to get some support from his teammates. As you can see, AZK and Skadoodle still in middle, trying to work out what they can do to help him out. I imagine they're going to try and push through vents here as they both smoke off in middle. That's going to close out on Flippin, who's watching over the boost. He's going to spot up on Dazed. Will he get the frag? No, good damage done, but not able to close it out there. Not sure why he didn't take that final shot, as Dazed is only down to 12 HP. That would have easily finished him off. Not able to do so, and actually they've worked their way back to A, and Steel's still at B in Toxic, so they're going to try and go for the full fake. But look at this, I'm not sure OverGaming is completely sold, as there is going to be a confrontation, and no, Steel will get the better of Kiari. He wasn't aware that he was there, but that will give away pretty much everything. Unfortunately, OG only has 2 players remaining. Make it 1 as Loey's going to get out on the A site, and that means it's all on Mason. As you can see, he's at his home, his humble home in the backside of the quad, and they will now rotate over to B. iBUYPOWER will get this plant. Still 5 players on the board despite swag. Dazed only on a combined 16 HP, but it looks like we're staring 8-1 in the face as Mason will get at least 1 frag on AZK. Pick up that off of Moose and Bonnie. At least trying to hold on to that. Not even able to do so. Swag's there.
Yeah, that's what Swag does, man. He's lurking that other side of the map. He's always just moving to the opposite end of where his team is at and picking up frags like that and putting himself in situations to clutch when rounds are, in fact, close. But it's definitely just been a dominant half from iBUYPOWER. I mean, it's not super surprising. I think iBUYPOWER was kind of the favorite coming into this match. But we've definitely seen some hints of brilliance of OverGaming. They've actually done, like even that last round, they were able to catch the boost there and do a lot of damage to Daze, just couldn't quite finish it off. But, I mean, the thing they're suffering from is they literally almost have 0 map control half the time. I mean, there you saw the bomb was at B, but iBUYPOWER had complete control of A, so this didn't even really matter. But we do see Musambani going to get that opening frag, as we do have a pretty A-heavy setup here to start off things for OverGaming. AZK is going to go ahead and collect the bomb, and Daze is going to be working his way up mid. He's actually alone here with AZK as he tries to work his way up into what is a 5v2 as he'll work his way into TT Connector. Is going to get spotted out there by Loey.
Great start.
Yeah, so AZK is just going to be all alone in a 1-on-5 with a bomb, an AK, and a dream. And he is going to land a headshot there on the Musambani, but there's still 4 CTs remaining. 1 at the quad who's already shot at him. There's also 1 Connector. He lands that headshot, 2 on the Mason. But like I said, Loey was just waiting to trade out there. We are going to listen into iBUYPOWER, see what's going on over there, though.
A smokes. Yeah, we could do A too. Both work really well against ops. Yeah, let's do it right off the bat. Wait, alright. They might do an initial. Yeah, he. Okay.
I'll spam it from door side.
Okay.
I'll spam with you.
Let's do it right away.
All I have is a smoke.
That's fine.
Are we doing press? Okay.
So yeah, back to the A smoke strategy that's worked off so well for them early in this matchup. And interestingly enough, both times they lost rounds when we jumped into their war room. So at least you can hear how they're adapting things. And it's definitely the perspective you kind of want to hear. When things are going well, you don't always get the interesting calls of how they want to change it. But see how they execute onto A. Their smokes have been brilliant. They have closed out on pretty much everyone. Mason's been caught out a number of times in the back quad. He's actually in that position again right now, just trying to wait it out. And I think it's Musambani who's, yeah, it is just off to his right. At the connector, top of connector at that, so in a position to try and help him. He's also holding on to that op. He's firing away swag again at that squeaky door, just trying to make some noise, see if he can get out. The smokes are good. Here comes the flashes, here comes the Molotovs, everything you can possibly imagine. And he's on top of his head. Skadoodle just sitting on top of Mason right there.
Oh, that's the bomb down.
Respond. Yeah, that is indeed the bomb down. Good call by Dustin there, as Steel will go down. So 4-4 the situation, but a little bit tense as they don't quite have the bomb. So they might have gotten site control, but they can't do anything with it right now, as it looks like AZK is trying to work his way back in that direction. No, he's up above the catwalk, so who's going to pick that up? I think it is actually going to end up being Swag, who's rotating around. Or pardon me, it's going to be Dazed who's rotating around through main. So Loey, though, interestingly enough, lurking into middle, could try and pinch it out. This is going to be interesting. They need to get this down. Looks like they will. Skadoodle in there to support his teammate, but look at the X-ray vision. They are all coming up middle. 1 from truck side. There's the first frag. Flippin's going to get that. And that will make the retake entirely possible, as now they do have a man advantage. 4-on-3. Bomb down. All of them pinched up in the back of the site. This is quite awkward. That good flash there. It will catch out Daze, partially blinded as he looks to the floor. Chiari's going to try and push right through the smoke. Exchange is going either way. It's a full trade, but Chiari's going to come out with one. Lowy gets another. That makes the retake real. They will get the defuse, and now it will be 8-3. OverGaming making a statement to try and get back into this.
Right on, but I mean, the only real issue with this is that they lost 3 players, so those 3 guys are going to have to rebuy now, and of course it's going to be a, well, I guess it's not quite a money reset. They did just win that one too, so they're kind of tight though, but on the other end, so is iBUYPOWER. So this is really one of those rounds where, I mean, I think whoever loses this may actually have to look to eco the next round. Either way, I think this is a round that's almost.
Keep in mind the money bonus was reset when it went to 8-2, so they had to win that round. And
right,
they have,
exactly.
So that's going to give them a good position. But like you say, it resets.
They lost a lot of
iBUYPOWER.
guns though too.
They did lose a lot of guns, but it resets iBUYPOWER winning 2 in a row like that. So it does mean that this is what I was saying. The economic situation in CS:GO is that you get a couple rounds strung together, and suddenly you take control. This could be a good opportunity for them to claw back into the match. So see how they play it. They are being a little bit more aggressive. As you can see, Chiari just pushing up into the B halls. But again, it's going to be an A push from iBUYPOWER. Dazed is going to get a quick double working inside the site. Goes underneath the catwalk. Good play. As Skadoodle now coming up to support his teammates. AZK gets inside the site. Bomb's going to get out. Nice shot by AZK. Takes down Musambani in the backside of the truck with a 1-tap. That's absolutely beautiful. And it's all on Chiari. So no reset, no chance to claw back. iBUYPOWER responds. It will go to 9-3. I can't imagine anything, barring any miracle. He will get one. There it is. So convincing round. A is working very well for iBUYPOWER. There's no question about that.
Yeah, as I said, whoever lost that round is going to have to save it. And as you see, it is going to be OverGaming who is going to be the one that falls victim to that. And it couldn't come at a worse time, really. I mean, in a situation like this, iBUYPOWER has already had such an incredible lead most of the game, and they finally got something going here in these 2 rounds and just immediately let it go once again. And so it is definitely going to be tough here. An eco round coming in for OverGaming, a great chance for iBUYPOWER to go ahead and push this in the double digits. They definitely seem to be liking these A executions. They've definitely done a lot of different set smokes, just blanketing the site, blocking off corner, and just kind of jumping on top of the site, actually, and coming in from behind, so to speak. And this round, they're just going to kind of do just a clean push in. There's only one defender left here at that A-bomb site. It's going to be Lowy, and he will fall, and iBUYPOWER will now just kind of take care of business here. There are 2 CTs making a flank, but Daze is right on top of it here. He's going to spot flip and grab that frag. Musambani is going to be right here as well.
I don't think he's aware the second one's there. Oh, good awareness. He does turn around just in time.
Yeah, Musambani just doesn't get that opportunity shot that he had there to catch Daze off guard, so quick reaction going to come in from Daze, and so he'll save himself there. And so now it's just Kyrie here with the Deagle in a dream.
Yeah, Kyrie just the only player that's still alive again, and he's the B player, and where it's been so much A dominance, he's always on his own. So don't forget, head over to ESEAnews.com for all your updates from the LAN. We are in our 3rd match of the night, if you include the All-Star game. And so far, it's been an all North American presence. Don't want to jinx it too soon, but obviously Complexity, the write-ups should be on there soon with their huge triumph over NIP. Right. And the All-Star game news article is already up. So yeah, great job by our news team. And
speaking of the All-Star game, I have to say it was like there's like been a lot of question marks around some North American players who haven't really had a lot of LAN experience. Shroud being one of them, JDM being one of them. And Shroud actually didn't do too bad, neither did JDM, and I actually saw...
And he feels comfortable.
Yeah, and Netcode was actually doing a best of 3 with Navi, just scrims, and Netcode was actually doing really well, and JDM was doing really well.
Watch out, here we go, yeah. Skadoodle's off on the board, already 1 frag, and as I mentioned, he's been on fire with it this year. I think he's made a statement to be hands down the best op in North America, and he's already got 1 with it. Mason's going to respond, though, takes down AZK, so him and Swag are on the sidelines for this one, and that gives the advantage to OverGaming right now, allowing Mason, Musambani, and Chiari are trying to... claw their way back into this right now.
This is really, really good situation right here for OverGaming.
It's awkward, and Lowy's already seen it too, so he's just going to try and camp that out. Skadoodle, though, there he is, up on top of the boost. Will turn around and take him down, so that opens up the bomb again, and now Dazed is going to take down Chiari inside the B site, so... Man, oh man, quickly things can turn, and Mason and Musambani are going to try and rotate back around and do what they can to defend this push, but the bomb has the option of going anywhere in the map right now, as it is still down inside middle, and Skadoodle is right there. He can quickly pick that up. He's already got 2 frags in this round. They're smoking off on B. Musambani heads up above into heaven. Mason's just watching that Z Hall, and the bomb will come B. Finally, Skadoodle on his horse and heading that direction as he tries to get inside the site. Musambani's just biding his time up there, right? Just doesn't really want to get fired away on too soon. If he goes down, it's pretty much game over, as I would leave all on Mason. Bomb finally does go down in the backside of the site. He's Moose on very low HP. Nice frag nade there from Skadoodle's going to catch out Musimbani, and now, like I said, Mason in the 1v3 will quickly go down.
Yeah, I thought there was actually a really good chance for OverGaming to maybe take that. Like I said, Loey did spot that bomb outside the mid garage, and I mean, I don't know if he just didn't notice that Skadoodle was boosted because he was like focused on looking at the dropped bomb, you know what I mean? Had he have noticed, because Skadoodle actually had his back completely exposed to him, had he have noticed Skadoodle before he noticed the bomb, that could have been a completely different round because he catches Skadoodle, all of a sudden the man advantage goes to OverGaming and they have the bomb down at mid garage.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
that was actually a little bit of sloppy play that almost hurt iBUYPOWER a lot there. But as you can see, they're definitely going for a lot of mid aggression here. The CTs are, of course, buying all they can because it is a save round, but of course it isn't quite a lot as it's just, you know, pistols and armor. And I can't even keep up with these frags that are happening so fast. Flippin is left alone in the end. He's picked up one frag with the 5.7 and picks up an AK and still has full HP, a couple of grenades and head armor. So we'll see what he can do here. This is once again AZK, but AZK just puts him to rest very quickly. We will move into the second half with a 12-3 scoreline in favor of iBUYPOWER.
Yeah, very dominant. And like we said, it sometimes comes down to the simple facts. iBUYPOWER are a North American team. North American teams tend to be, although with the exception of NIP taking out complexity.
Yeah, I don't even know if I can say that anymore now after that.
Okay, so we'll come back to that. But tend to be the North American teams a little bit more organized on cash, where ESEA plays it a little bit more frequently. That said, as we did mention, complexity didn't quite come out on top, and it seemed that NIP actually coming into this, and we were talking about the vetoes, NIP wanted to play cash. They wanted to get that out of the way, and so they've been practicing on it. So they might be the exception, but it's good to see that they're aware that that could be a weakness for them. They played it very well, so.
Right, in this situation, actually what happened was, just to let you know about this veto, is iBUYPOWER vetoed Train and Mirage. You're probably going to see that a lot. When North America faces Europe, probably going to see a lot of Mirage bans, to be honest. There's a lot of really good teams on Mirage. It's historically one of Virtus Pro's best maps, for example. However, we also saw some strong play on Mirage from Navi, actually, from some recent tournaments against Virtus Pro. So Mirage is kind of a map that a lot of Europeans seem to do pretty well on. And of course, you have to take into account that North America was a little bit behind on Mirage because they were still playing the CE version while the Europeans had already, you know, moved over to the Valve version because it was going to be used. Yeah. So Mirage has always just kind of been a better European team. So you're going to see North Americans ban that a lot against EU. Train, no one wants to play that. Let's just be honest. Yeah. It gets banned all the time.
Trash.
Yeah, DE underscore, I'm going to ban that, and we're not going to play it, basically. I mean, we've seen some European matches go to Train. But in North America, people try to avoid Train like the plague. I mean, I saw some teams kind of scrimming on it just in case, you know what I mean? But I don't think it's like a prime choice.
I think we'll see it at least once over the weekend.
Right.
But I don't think we'll see it very much. And it'll be one of those off-sided matches where a European team thinks, all right, we have an advantage here.
But you know what's surprising, actually, is when you look at OverGaming's ban, they actually banned DE Season, which, well, that isn't surprising. I mean, because once again, North American team. I mean, they beat Fnatic on it during the regular season, but it's still historically a pretty, like, a map that North Americans favor. And especially Counter-Strike Source-based teams, which, you know, Steel, Daze, and AZK are a Counter-Strike Source background, and that is where the map comes from. So that's a ban that makes sense. But OverGaming actually banned DDoS 2, which actually means that if all 3 maps were played, iBUYPOWER got T-side first on cash, which arguably is pretty balanced, but even maybe slightly T-sided. So you think iBUYPOWER actually kind of won that pick?
Right.
They also get CT side on Inferno and Nuke if both those maps are played. How that happens, I don't know.
Yeah, that's.
It seemed like OverGaming really just had a bad ban pick, like, decision-making process there.
Yeah, you're basically giving the 3 favored sides all 3 times to iBUYPOWER, and they're a team that builds on momentum, so it's going to be very, very crucial.
Right. Because basically the way it works here, I don't know if it was explained earlier because I wasn't listening to the stream. I was busy like taking notes and analyzing the match that we saw earlier. But basically the higher seed team is home, so obviously that's iBUYPOWER. And basically what happens is the away team gets to ban the first map. Home team bans 2. Away team comes back and bans another. And then first map's picked by away, but home gets side.
Right.
So I guess maybe Inferno's next. I don't really know how this happened, to be honest. Like I was trying to figure it out.
It is a confusing situation. Like
I was talking
it
to
heavily favors iBUYPOWER,
right,
and especially on 2 CT-sided maps and with great op. And with the addition of swag, it allows Skadoodle, in my opinion, to get a little bit more comfortable and secure one spot as opposed to dust. That allows Skadoodle to focus on some of the longer shots. A on Dust 2, getting mid on Inferno, getting even.
Actually going through the process with me of like how who banned what and stuff like that, and even he was surprised that this kind of fell into his lap, to where he's been able to get CT side on arguably the two well, Nuke for sure. Maybe you would rather have like CT side on Train rather than CT side of Inferno, but since Train's just getting banned all day, of the available maps left that people seem to want to play.
I think CT side Inferno is very comfortable.
So
I think that's a great
I mean,
start.
So I don't know if we'll make it to all three maps. Obviously, I mean, iBUYPOWER has a pretty commanding lead here in map 1, so short of a pistol round victory from OverGaming, followed up by not getting ecoed and maybe even an opening gun round, that could certainly save them. And I'm not holding it past OverGaming, though.
They are the dark horse in this. Let's be honest. We didn't know that much coming in. Other than that, we were told they were slightly a CT-sided team, which obviously on this map doesn't hold any value. But we knew they had potential. We knew they've taken maps and matches off of very serious contenders. VP, Na'Vi, for example. And we knew that if things fell into their favor, they could easily run with some of these matches. Unfortunately, this doesn't look to be one of those situations, but the beauty of this is that it's best of 3. They do have other opportunities, and I think this is their first time playing in North America. I think as they settle into this tournament, they will pick up some momentum. It's just a matter of not slipping too far.
Yeah, I'm definitely curious to see what happens here in the next map. I'm not sure if Nuke or Inferno comes next, but either way, I'm curious to see if we see a lot better play from OverGaming on a map that they might be more familiar with.
Right.
Because I definitely don't think I definitely think OverGaming's a deserving team to be competing in a tournament like this. I mean, yeah, they were the last EUC. They came in due to some other teams being DQ'd or just not being able to attend, so they were kind of a replacement team for this event. But that doesn't mean anything. They're still a contending team, certainly the best from their country in Spain. And so it's definitely cool to see him here and competing. But we are into the opening pistol round here of the second half, and so far, Steel is doing a great job getting those opening kills. Lots of damage coming in, though, from the CT side. As you can see, Steel, Dazed, and Skadoodle all in single-digit HP.
Wow,
but unfortunately, it's just not mattering, as Musambani is the only one who's able to pick up a frag for OverGaming. So
Steel with the 4K as well. Dominant performance there. I think that's our first, that's our highest frag round so far. So far, he's winning the Alienware high frag count round. Exist got an ace, but Steel's putting in a case right now. So
yeah, Exist was playing so well in that set against Complexity. Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. But they've still got to pull up their socks as they head down to the loser bracket. Complexity on their way to the uppers, and hopefully OverGaming can make a case to try and make it interesting against iBUYPOWER. Otherwise, they will be on the same path right now. Musambani going to work in middle. One boosted up already on top of the red crate. And Lowy and them just sort of circulating, trying to figure out what their best course of action is, as they will be up against 3 FAMASas, an M4, A4, and Skadoodle, who's going to go for that 5-7. That implies to me that he's saving up for the op in the ensuing round. So they just need to execute. Steel already in the vents. He spots up one, who he fires away, misses out his shot, and that gives away his position. Missing out on Mason, gets one on Kiari. Good play, and they boosted over top. He's going to be overwhelmed here as he tries to cheekily peek back out as Mason rushes onto him, but he's going to fall back, and that gives him support from his teammate. Skadoodle gets another one in middle. Good play by him. That's with the 5-7, as AZK now going to get one with that, pardon me, that FAMAS, and Daze closes out again on Lowy. So a team sweep there, 14-3 already, as we sit on OT point, and an op is out in the hands of Skadoodle. Watch out.
Yeah, and of course, OverGaming just needs to go ahead and buy all they can here. They see Galils and head armor across the board, some grenades as well. I mean, they really want to contend. Make sure iBUYPOWER doesn't get to that game point situation, because from there, it's just almost impossible to come back. Even at this point, it's very unlikely that they'd be able to come back. But, if they can win this round, then maybe they can start chipping away at the scoreboard here a bit and pose some type of comeback threat. That certainly would be good to see. I'd love to see a close game here, as we do see them once again trying to go for this mid boost. But they are going to contend against Daze, who's just sitting here waiting. But he actually does fall back.
Quick rotation onto A, yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, very quick rotation. That put a lot of pressure off of middle and allowed them actually to try.
Yeah, there's actually nothing mid right now except for Daze, who's now slowly making his way back into play, kind of passively from CT. A flash comes in, smokes are up. Definitely some grenade action, but that bomb's actually gathering up to go towards A main. Skadoodle is going to be back here towards the quad, spotting mid with the op. The flashes are coming in, so he'll turn his attention. Misses that shot on the Kyrie. He does make it over to the forklift there, but Daze picks it up, and Skadoodle does recover, picks up a frag in the end as well. So we'll go over here to Flippin and Lowy, last two standing here. As we do see Lowy actually come out and grab a frag. Skadoodle missing another op shot there, but Swag's there to trade it right back. But Skadoodle is going to land it. And that is going to be now game point 15-3.
He did miss on 2 shots, Scoodle, but I think that shows his confidence where he puts himself behind quad and has to make close flick shots. That just says to me he's very confident playing in a position like that where he's got lots of cover as opposed to extending himself back by truck where smokes can easily take him out of the play. He's a little bit more exposed. So good performance there as he's going to take it down, and we will